All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Bandwagon Show. We'll be going over the LGAHL PSN round two playoffs, some of the matchups, and we'll also be telling you whose bandwagon we're jumping on. Here with me is good buddy Woe. What's up, Woe?
Hey, bud. What's up?
You ready to get into this, man?
Let's do it. Round
All right,
two. It begins
right.
now.
That's what's up. We'll also be planning to bring some live commentary for some upcoming playoff games. Definitely looking at the Hershey Thunderbird series for sure. Maybe we'll do other ones. We're not sure yet. Anyways, getting down into it. First matchup: San Antonio Rampage versus Ontario Reign. Series 2-2 through the regular season, and judging from the matchup, I'd say about dead even down the board. The only thing I saw that really jumped out to me is that Rampage cashed in on 4 of 12 of their power plays, and the Reign cashed in on 0 of 8. What do you think it's going to take for a close series or a closely even matched up team to take it here, Whoa?
Goaltending. Goaltending and defense. And unfortunately, I feel the Reign sway more to their side when it comes to defense and goaltending.
Go figure, the D-man bringing up some defense. Not shocked.
Gotta show some love.
Yeah, that's a good point, though. In close matchups, those positions definitely, could be the difference between, a tight game. Those 1-2 games, 2-1, whatever. All right, so who are some key players you think are going to go into turning the tides here? Well,
I think it's as J-Ro likes to put it, they're underrated. They're underrated. So I feel like
no way.
we'll keep it that way. We'll keep it as the Reign's forwards need to really shine. Need to put in a lot of goals. This Rampage defense is going to be gritty. They need to come stronger than the first round, though.
Yeah, I agree. Judging from the teams, man, I know a few of these guys on the San Antonio side. New Jersey's very own Amador, full throttle. I play VG with him. There's a lot of good guys that I like on the San Antonio side, but I also know a bunch of people on the Reign. Seabom, Anderson, didn't he used to be what's his name? Dealmaker, right?
Yeah.
And String King, I played with him in season 3. Yeah, Toasty, great chair. Yeah, I know a bunch of these guys. It's going to be an even fight, but I just think that, like you said, it's going to come down to the goaltending here, man. And I don't know if the Reign can keep up on their end on that. I think the San Antonio is going to have a lot better game plan defensively. I don't know if the Reign's going to be able to score the way they want to.
I feel the Rampage will come back stronger this series. I feel like that's the weakest. I mean, I've seen the Rampage play most of the season. I'm also on the other side, so maybe I didn't see as much as most have. But the defense hopefully comes back stronger than the second round. Let's put it that way.
All right. Well, who you jumping on the bandwagon for in this series?
I'm gonna jump with the Reign. Gotta hit that Reign train.
Uh-oh. And I am going, I'm sure a big shock now is San Antonio. All right. Moving on to the next matchup. Rochester Americans moving on after I thought they were eliminated, but they're back versus the Toronto Marlies. Apparently, Americans hold a 3-1 edge during regular season, and it's pretty much even with 2-6 on the power play. I don't know. What do you think about this series? Just looking at it from the outside here. Well,
what I see when I look at these two logos I'm looking at, I think Toronto is a different team than they were the first half of the season. I feel the second half of the season they're a whole different team. I don't know if these games were. I'm not sure. Maybe it was Marlies' third line. I feel like.
Are you
Marlies
saying a different team for the worse or for the better?
For the better. I feel like the Marlies started off a little shaky. I don't want to say shaky cold, maybe, But then the
Uh-huh.
second half of the season, they pushed us for the entire East. What, the whole last 3 weeks almost.
Right.
I feel Americans
Huh.
have a test ahead of them.
All right. Well, looking into it, uh, let's take a look to see if what they got for the lineup. I gotta say, I do like a lot of the players on the Marlies side. I definitely think Barakov and Deer Hunter. I've played a little bit with Cred as well. Some guys I know, and I'm not totally crazy about the goalies for the Americans, to be honest. So I think the Marlies kind of have them. I don't think they're gonna have much trouble with this team. What about you? Well, what do you?
I have to say I kind of on your same point of thought.
Uh,
I know Sandman, and I've played with him. Uh, I've played around with Soul Too Cold many times. Of course, Barakov, Deer Hunter. I mean, I feel like the Marlies are the stronger team right now.
yeah. I mean, I see they got Bean and Dad's Devil and Primetime Fresh and like I know a bunch of these guys, but I don't think they have the same firepower as this other team. I mean, yeah. All right, so time for the bandwagon time. What bandwagon you jumping on here?
I think it's a easy one to say. I think it's the Marlies. No offense to I didn't mean any disrespect to the Americans. I just feel like the Marlies are gonna walk through this one.
I too am jumping on the Marlies bandwagon. I predicted them from the beginning going to the next the third round, so not surprised at all. I did think they were going to play the crunch though, but moving on. Hershey Bears versus the Thunderbirds. Springfield Thunderbirds. Let's see. Bears got the 3-1 edge in the season, regular season here. And they're pretty much on top of almost all the statistical categories, time on attack, pretty much even on penalties. Well, well, you're actually in this series. What's your look right now?
I feel
What's
bad. I mean, I'll keep this as not biased as I could possibly. No,
okay?
no. The Thunderbirds are a strong team. I mean, they're not a team that ever to be taken lightly, especially the last 3 seasons. You got Kornak, you got Horsine, you got a lot of big names. It's gonna take absolute best defense. I think this is gonna be strong, low scoring games. I feel like they're gonna be 2-3, 3-2, 4-1, maybe at the most games. I mean, I this is a crapshoot at this moment.
Right. Well, looking over some of the players, I gotta say, obviously, I know a lot of the Bears players because I'm owner of the team or whatever. But I also know a ton of these Thunderbird players. In fact, I've played with a bunch of them. 2797. I remember back in season 2, he was one of the main reasons he kept his the North Bay Battalion in the game. He was the only one scoring. I also played with him on the Wolves in season 4, and he could play good. Nemodio, I know him. He was on the Bears with us for a little while in season 5, I believe it was. Smitty, I was playing with him. I believe he's an Xbox player. He was playing a lot of tryouts last season. I liked him, but he was, I don't know, like signed up late or low restricted. I can't remember what it
Yeah.
was, or something like that. And he ended up getting that huge contract. So pretty much, Thunderbirds must have really needed him to take that on. But also on the Bears side, of course, Squall and Bottle, my boys, man, when they're on point, they can play well. They got Lacoupidon, send him down. He's been doing well. They also got Mino. You guys got Mino. And I feel like you guys are pretty well rounded on the D. It's going to be a close one, but I don't know. I think you guys kind of have the edge. I mean, it says so here in the season as well, but I mean, I know it don't mean shit in the playoffs.
Yeah, I like to think, but no.
Like I feel like it kind of translates a little bit sometimes, but what says you, man? You got anything about the players going into this matchup?
Like I said, I think this is going to be an absolute team defensive played game. The best team defensive playing team is going to pull out on this one. I feel like whoever makes mistakes, the first team's going to capitalize on them. It's just going to be a game of capitalizing on the other team's mistakes. I as y'all know, I'm going to jump on the Bears bandwagon. I mean, it's just the obvious answer, but no,
Yeah.
no, it's going to be a game 6-7 game. It's without a doubt.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what game I predicted in, but I am on the Bears bandwagon, of course. That's obviously a no-brainer. All right. So moving on to the last matchup, and what I would say probably the most anticipated matchup all season. I know I've been waiting for these guys to battle it out. A lot of people saying it's too early for them to battle in the playoffs, but if you ask me, they should have battled right away. Who cares what fucking round they play? Manitoba Moose versus Minnesota Wild. Wild with the 3-1 season lead. They got them doubled on face-offs. They're kind of even the rest of the way, but there's definitely the Wild definitely handled their business against the Moose, the last year's champions this season. What do you think about this matchup? Just looking first look.
First look at the matchup. The Wild have had their way, in a sense. I mean, there's not huge difference in time of attack. A lot more penalties by the Moose. So I mean, it's gonna come down to again mistakes. Who's gonna make them? Who's gonna capitalize?
Yeah, I agree, man. I think anyone who's ever been in a close, playoff match or series or whatever, and the talent's kind of the same, you always know it's kind of going to come down to who gets the breaks, like sometimes, like
yeah, especially in EA. Sorry.
Yes. Well, with the way the game is kind of played and stuff, it's like you try to make all the plays, but some shit just happens, So like all you can say, but what about some of the players you think is gonna turn the tide? I recognize a bunch of these guys, and a lot of people are saying that like some teams are tanking to get like buff up their AHL teams or whatever. I don't know. I don't put much stock into that nonsense. I mean, if it's within the rules, they're there for a reason. You got to go.
It is what it is. In my eyes, if their head team's taking care of the lower team, and eventually it's you're taking care of the whole franchise. I mean, in a sense, we're the AHL. We're playing for the NHL. Where are the farm team to them? So I mean, in reality, if you're not taking it in the NHL playoffs, I mean, you might as well get your lower sense franchise do what they can.
Right. I mean, it's a pretty obvious strategy one deployed pretty much in all leagues. So, anyways, you got Lobo, JMM. Basically, I see a lot of people from their last season's run, over here on the Manitoba. So just like I told User Pick and them before they played Manitoba last season, I was like, you guys, like, good luck, man. But JMM and them, they don't play. When they're playing on point, man, they're good. They're tough to play,
Oh, yeah. And playoffs, we all know it's a whole different story than regular season. You're going to face the best line, or you're going to make your sacrifices, and it's all about your game plan come playoffs.
Right.
And the Moose have proven that when it comes to playoffs, our game plan is going to take us to a championship.
Yeah, I mean, everyone I've talked to is basically, oh, it's the Wild, but I don't know. I'm not counting these guys out. All right, so let's go. Who you jumping on the bandwagon for?
I'm jumping on the bandwagon all day for the Moose. I like their
the Moose.
They're a playoff team, and we'll see if they can continue it this year.
I gotta go with them too, man. You know, like I just feel like that that's who's gonna come out on top. The Wild. I mean, they're the last season's champs, man. You can't just count them out, right? I mean, fuck.
No, team has experience. We all know that, especially
Right.
come playoff time.
All right, well, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for us, man. Remember to check in on our live commentary shows for some of the playoff games coming up for round 2. And well, you got anything closing out to say?
Oh, it's been fun. Excited for round 2. We'll see that tonight. A lot of tough matchups.
Yeah, best of luck to all the teams, and good luck to you and your games as well there, Will.
Thanks, bud.
All right.
All right, I'll see you later.
All right, later, man.